Hello everyone, welcome back to another old school RuneScape progress video. Hope you're all doing well on this holiday season. We are just midway through December, but we are wrapping up our holiday event. So that means this is our third and fourth week of October. So we're a little over a month behind, but we're going to wrap things up this week with a bunch of cool stuff happening. Just FYI, after this video, there will be kind of like a time skip because I do go on vacation for about 3 weeks, and I couldn't record at the time because I don't have my computer. So the next video, we will be recording a bunch of new stuff, and we'll just be catching up on what we've missed out on in terms of footages and whatnot. But here we are with the Halloween event. Just talk to the NPCs outside of the West Varrock Bank, and take your costumes from Django and just talk to a bunch of NPCs, get some candy, or get turned into a bat, and you get these cool little outfits. So we had a little bunch of fun doing that. A lot of festivities in the RuneScape community here, and I'm glad I participated because yeah, it's just fun, change of pace, and just something to enjoy in the good old world of Gielinor. So let's jump right into what we did this whole entire video series, starting off with receiving our first AVNC's task. This is useful for if you want to do Slayer along with the Kree from the God of War's dungeon, and that's the big armadillo boss. So at this point in time, I didn't know how to acquire the ecumenical keys, which you get from the Wilderness dungeon or the Wilderness God of War's dungeon. I didn't really know how to get that or do the Chinchampa method to kill the boss faster. So essentially what we did was just get one kill out of the way. At least we have that under our belt. And I just finished the rest off with the rest of the regular AVNCs. So got some loot out of that and a couple of XP. And we go right into spamming some bunch of TOAs or Tombs of Masket. And nothing really good here. I ran a bunch. I guess the big takeaway here is we got some loot, and we're definitely getting better at the raid here. No purple, no Sun Charis Partisan to attempt expert raids for now, but slowly but surely, as I always say, we'll get there. Otherwise, on the screen, this is kind of like sort of the loot that I would get. Did a couple of solos, did a couple of duos, and of course trios. The duos and trios are definitely more preferable for me because, I don't know, just a change of pace from playing solo all the time is just, I guess, refreshing. And so doing with a team, being able to rely on them, and just having fun sharing the content with your fellow scapers is just something to look forward to. And that's why I like doing this or bandos or anything that I can do with duo or as a team. I always prefer doing that with a team rather than doing it solo. That probably means once we're doing raids 1 and 2, at least raids 1 of course, because there's probably no way that I can solo raids 2. We'll always not be soloing that. Let's recap some of the cool stuff that we did for this video, other than, like, you know, I'm always spamming Slayer and raids here and there, but during Vorkath, we finally got ourselves a Dragon Bone necklace on our 301st kill count. And that means with the recently acquired Bone Crusher that we got from the Mauritanian Hard Achievement Diary, we can equip that and bind the Bone Crusher and the necklace together along with a Hydra's Claw to make a Bone Crusher necklace, and that'll be really useful for me during my Slayer tasks where it'll grant me back prayer points or whenever we get bone drops from the monsters. So things like Hill Giants and what else? Dagonauts, Lizardmen, anything that drops regular bones or big bones at a pretty fast rate, that'll be pretty useful to use. And while we're on the footage of Vorkath, I do also get my personal best record here. We hit a PR of 1 minute and 11 seconds, So that's the fastest time I've been able to kill Vorkath, and we have been consistently getting around 5 kills a trip, which is really nice. That means I get to stay here longer, takes time away from having to go back and prep for another trip and so forth. So really glad to have that. And yeah, because I don't have access to Hydras yet, I do need a couple more levels of Slayer for that. I will be buying the Hydra tail because it's pretty cheap in the Grand Exchange. I will purchase it and fuse it all together and make myself a little necklace here. And the really good thing about this necklace, aside from the passive stat where it restores prayer points whenever you bury a bone automatically, is the prayer bonus that it gives. It gives a lot, I believe like 12 or something like that. So that really helps out in the longevity of keeping your prayer points up there. And as you can see, I use it on Dagmaos, and these things drop like flies, which means I will get a lot of bones. So that pretty much negates from any need for me to use any prayer potions in the entire task. So that's really great. Moving away from Slayer tasks, we want to eventually get the Hard Current Achievement Diary completed, because that will allow us to use the Slayer helmet whenever we do the Lizard Shaman tasks. So as you can see, I do a little bit of cannoning here for the Shazian favors, as well as getting the armor pieces here from the soldiers, because eventually I will need the armor pieces for, I believe, an elite clue, and then I'm going to need the tier 5 Shazian armor for the shamans anyway. So once we have all of that, once we get the Hard Diary complete, and we will actually be able to use the Slayer helmet and be able to do the Slayer task itself with the Shaman Lizards. Because at this point, as you can see, I did sip myself a dose of anti-poison, but I'm still taking damage because I don't have the full piece equipped. Because the Hard Diary is required for me to actually use the Slayer helmet whenever I kill the shamans on task. Otherwise, I am going to need the full Shazian armor set, and that kind of sucks, because if I'm on a task, then why I should be able to use the helmet, but I can't use the helmet if I don't have the Hard Achievement Diaries complete. So I've been trying to get that. We did get 100% of it. Now it is up for me to get the rest, the Pisk and the Lova favors to 100, so I can finally finish out that hard one. But otherwise, for now, doing the shamans is going to be a little bit of doozy unless I use the full Shazian armor set without the Slayer helmet, because as you can see here, I thought I could just use the Slayer helmet, but I do end up taking a lot of poison damage whenever the shaman hits me, so that's definitely going to be a no-go. I finished the rest of the task with just regular shamans, or not the regular shamans. I finished the rest of the task with regular lizardmen. So we'll have to come back to that once we grind out all of the other favors and the finish of the hard task. So that will be on the agenda. Some of the level ups that I had this week or in this video is the 72 and 73 rune crafting. That means I only need 4 more levels until I can start crafting blood runes, and that's when I can really start racking up some money while AFK. Outside of that, I get 81 mining. We only have 4 more levels until we can mine runite ores. That'll be pretty huge, and it'll also be good for the Tombs of Masket runs for the Akka puzzle room. Up next, we get 79 fire making. I really wish I had some lower HP or did this sooner, but we got that out of the way, as well as getting 86 Slayer for our Slayer skill, and that's pretty great. We are slowly working our way up to 92, and I believe 92 or 91 is when it's like Cerberus or something like that. So we want Cerberus and Hydra as soon as possible, so we will keep going. And next, of course, during our Slayer task, we get 98 strength. We only have 1 more strength level until 99, and that'll be yet another 99 under our belt, and we are also slowly approaching our 2k total level. And another thing aside from Kree that I've tried for the first time in RuneScape or in old school RuneScape is the Seracnus boss. My girl had a Slayer task for it, and I decided to try it out because she invited me, so why not? Quick tips for this, I guess, is protect from melee whenever you're in melee mode, and then whenever it runs away from you, switch to that range or protect from missiles, and then I guess killing the mini spiders is personal preference at that point. But pretty easy task to do. Try to bring I believe a crush weapon. I don't have a crush weapon, so I had to bring my Hosta and use the crush style. But try to bring one if you can, it really helps out with the damage. The loot itself is pretty good. It's not terrible, but it's not great either. So I guess if you want the pet for this, you can try farming for the pet. But overall, it was pretty fun. Got 9 kills for myself in total, I believe. So that only requires 1 more kill from me for the combat achievement diaries, where I believe I need to kill 10 Sarachnis for one of the completions. So yeah, that's pretty fun. And then moving on to Hespori, where we get on our 48th kill another bottomless compost bucket. This is going to be our second compost bucket that we get from this little boss and this farming boss. And I remember the bucket being like 500k at one point, but it definitely did drop a little bit. But we are happy to get it nevertheless. Definitely a little pocket change, and we're always welcoming for that because we like to do Hespori a lot, even though I kind of wish it dropped like a little pet for it. But anyway, we do another worm task where we get another dragon harpoon. We are getting super lucky. This is my 3rd or 4th one. I think it's the 3rd one, but always lucking out in this Slayer task by that 1 mil drop, which is always lovely, and we will take it. And I finally decided which Slayer helmet to recolor to. There's always like, and I don't really have that many options. I can either do the King Black Dragon or the Vorki, but in this case, because we did the Sketch something little demon boss in the Corn dungeon, and we got the claw or the foot, we decided to color it purple. And I don't know, it just feels a little unique, and that's the reason for me doing it over the Vorkath, even though I really like the Vorkath helmet or the King Black Dragon, because it's a Black Slayer helmet. Who doesn't like that? But here we go. This little preview of our fashionscape, and may we continue to keep hunting and keep on the grind with our new bling, I guess I would say. So really happy about that, and we will be ending it with our first abyssal task, actually, where on like my 15th through 20th kill in, I get an abyssal whip drop. And this is really cool because I get this drop from an abyssal whip, which I borrowed from my girl. And that abyssal whip that I borrowed, she actually got like 20 kills in on her first abyssal demon task. So that was super hype. And I got my whip back so I can use it whenever I want. And hopefully I don't really use it on a tentacle unless I really need to. But I'm gonna keep this one for a bit, even though, yeah, I guess this is our best in slot slash weapon. And yeah, really excited to have it, really hype. We made a lot of gains this week and had a lot of fun doing so too. So next video, there's going to be a lot more, so stay tuned, and thank you all so much for watching. Hope you guys have been enjoying the content so far, and we will see you in the next video. All right, have a good day and take care. Bye-bye.